Welcome back to Press Review In Depth. David Cameron said yesterday that ISIS posed the most serious threat to Britain's security that there is today. The group known as ISIS now controls a large swathe of northern Iraq and is heading towards Baghdad. Foreign Secretary William Hague also announced yesterday the reopening of the British Embassy in Tehran. Let's see what the press is saying about the latest developments and the international response. American International Affairs magazine, The National Interest, features an article by Julie Lenars titled "A Big Mistake: America Teaming Up with Iran on Iraq." Lenars writes, unfortunately, many commentators too quickly pinned the current crisis on the decision to invade Iraq in 2003, ignoring 11 years of turbulent history in between. We have to remember that when we withdrew from Iraq, Al-Qaeda and its affiliates had been all but eradicated. The author adds the circumstances which have given rise to ISIS are not so much related to the intervention as to the brutal war and non-intervention in Syria. And the main source of ISIS's success in Iraq today is Iraq's Prime Minister al-Maliki's politics of sectarianism. The author adds ISIS, Baathists and local tribesmen and Islamists may not have much in common, but they have a common enemy, Maliki. The article adds, if we accept that ISIS is mainly a product of the brutal war in Syria, then what they suggest is to collaborate with the very same actor that is partly responsible for the rise of ISIS in the first place. Iran and its proxy Hezbollah have been a crucial lifeline for the Assad regime. The article concludes cooperating with Iran on Iraq would be a self-defeating policy. Furthermore, to introduce another Shia actor into a conflict that already has the Sunni-Shia fault line at its heart would most likely exacerbate the violence. Shashank Joshi writes an opinion piece for The Telegraph titled "Reopening the British Embassy in Tehran is not an act of appeasement, it's for the UK's benefit." Joshi writes, nuclear talks with Iran are reaching a crucial moment. Their deadline is in July, though an extension is all but certain, and the spectacular rise of the jihadist group ISIS in Iraq has alarmed London and Tehran alike. He adds that the Foreign Office now feels comfortable reopening the embassy is therefore a sign of faith in Rouhani's ability to stand up to hardline rivals within Iran's political elite, something that bodes well for the course of nuclear talks. He adds this should not, however, be taken as evidence that Iran is simply being blindly welcomed back to the international fold. Iran remains under exceptionally onerous sanctions that will not be lifted until it agrees to roll back its nuclear capabilities and come clean on any past illicit activities. Joshi concludes the Foreign Secretary's pragmatic instincts on Iran, including with respect to the British Embassy, have put the UK in a stronger position in an increasingly chaotic region. And Abdulkadir Shelvi asks in Turkish daily Yeni Shafak, who is ISIS working for? The author writes Al-Qaeda was a useful instrument for the US. To put it in an analogy, ISIS was born from Al-Qaeda's relationship with the CIA. The West gave its manners to Al-Qaeda and now it designs our region through the hands of ISIS. He adds, since it captured Mosul, an aspect of ISIS came up to the forefront. The organisation, before invading our embassy in Mosul, wanted to negotiate with a diplomatic mission. ISIS wanted to be recognised by an international mission. He concludes this was one of the reasons why our embassy became the target. This was their reply when they were asked to be recognised by an international mission. And for more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.